Don't you think it's a crime? Okay, here we go. We're getting ready to go live. We're here at Real Estate Talk Radio, getting it on. Okay, and today we have Mr. Derrick Hollie with us from Project 21, a fellow traveler down that conservative pathway. Hey, Derrick, welcome to the show, and it's good to have you, man. Good to have you in studio. And so, with this Jussie Smollett thing, where are you on this?
How much time do we have? Well, first of all, when this first happened, I couldn't believe it. It sounded sketchy from the beginning, right? And so, but what was the craziest part to me was just how the media in Hollywood, all these celebrities, big name on-air personalities, all jumped to conclusions to come to defend this guy because he played to what was almost the what was happening in America right now, just with the whole MAGA and Trump and all that kind of stuff. And so, but what's even more shocking to me and just to the conscious is the fact that he got on the stand over the last week, and tried to tell the same story as if it really, really happened. That's just unbelievable in itself. And but I think we had a jury of our peers that included an African American person, all right? And so they found him and found the nonsense and found him to be guilty. And I think justice prevailed in this particular situation. It's a joke, man.
Well, I always talk about the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is this guy knew that he was going to do a scene where he was, it was going to be the first gay marriage of blacks prime time. And, black masculinity is always under attack by mainstream media.
Absolutely.
And, we don't play that what do you call it? We don't play that LGBTQ thing in our community. And people don't want to deal with that. They go, oh my God, Charles, I have sons that are gay, and I have nephews that are, my daughter is gay. And I'm like, yeah, so what? They go into hell. What's the big deal? I mean, they made their choices. And they go, oh my God, how can you say that? I said, I didn't say it. The scriptures say it. So get off my back, okay? And anyway, so you got the big elephant in the room. The big elephant in the room is black folks ain't playing that gay thing, and Lee Daniels kept trying to shove it in our face. It didn't happen. Season 2, they lost millions of viewers, just like they gained. Empire was one of those series. There were only 2 TV series in the history of TV that have gained more viewers per episode, and that was, I think, MASH and Empire. And Empire, when they introduced all this gay stuff, black folks stopped watching it. I mean, that's just the numbers, okay? Coming back the last season, not only did I not watch an episode, I never watched an advertisement. I never watched what do you call those things? A little show briefer. Turned it off. Anytime anything Empire came on, I turned it off. I erased all the Empire episodes from my recorder, took the recording off. I didn't look at the last season. Didn't care to look at the last season.
Interesting. I was the same way.
So no, listen, Derrick. It's not only you and I. Everybody I talk to felt the same way.
Right.
Like, I'm not looking at 2 dudes kissing on TV, man.
Nah, I ain't interested in seeing that, man. Not at all.
And I mean, and so, this guy, he like he was on the witness stand talking about, well, we were making out. Like he was making out with some chick. Yes, we were, we were smoking marijuana and making out. And that black dude, that Nigerian, he can't go back to Nigeria from what I understand.
No, he cannot.
Because nobody wants to talk about that, right? They want to, that's the elephant in the room. So they knew, and Lee Daniels knew that he lost viewership when he introduced all that gay stuff. 50 Cent is the only guy that had the courage to talk about it. He says, yeah, yeah, they lost viewership because of the gay storyline. And there's no question. I mean, if they had continued, I never would have watched it again. But after that boy gave that dude a ring and locked lips with him, dude, I was through. I was like,
I think I was done before that.
I'm like, that's some nasty, degenerate stuff there. Okay. Yeah. So anyway,
what's even nasty, I know we're talking about Smollett, but what's even nastier than that, brother, is what Lipstick Lemon, Don Lemon over there on that network is being accused of. That's some nasty stuff what he did.
What did he do, man?
Well, Lipstick Don Lemon right now is being accused. It's all over the news. I had to send it to some people. I said, you got to be selective who you send news where it comes from. So I sent it to some of my folks. Black Entertainment News reported this article, how he was at a bar. Listen to me now. Lemon was at a bar. This is some nasty stuff right here. Stuck his hands down his own pants, rubbed his stuff down there, then put his hands in the mustache of the other dude's nose and rubbed his finger around there. That, you can Google it right now. Black Entertainment News, so many media articles reported on it. That's what he's being accused of right now. He tried to pay this dude off $500,000, and now he's like, nah, we're gonna go through with this. Don Lemon should not even be on the air right now.
He's a degenerate. It's just like
it's crazy.
It's like Bayhad Rustin. If you see pictures of Bayhad Rustin being arrested,
unbelievable.
Wait a minute. I gotta catch my breath. You see these pictures of Bayhad Rustin being arrested?
I hadn't seen him, man. I hadn't seen him.
You gotta look, man.
I hadn't seen him, man. I gotta take a look when we get off. I gotta take a look at that.
When you see these pictures of Bayhad Rustin, the organizer of the bullshit. He wasn't the organizer of the Civil Rights March on Washington.
Come on, man. Come on. But these dudes, man, that stuff is not happening, man. You got to get out of here with that.
Man, I was laughing so hard. I'm laughing. Well, I heard that about Don.
Yeah.
And, I mean.
It's interesting how they suppress that story and he's still over there on the network. And he's so righteous all the time, telling us how we should be. Dude, come on. That's nasty, man.
Listen, Don Lemon, Oprah Winfrey, none of them can tell me anything. Oprah's been living in sin for the last 30 years with Stedman.
Yeah.
And she's going to tell somebody about Oprah Winfrey. None of them can tell. Sorry, that's my thing there. But this is too funny, man. Yeah. It's too, I mean, you have to laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah, the hypocrisy that exists. It's unbelievable.
And listen, and they think that they can get away with it. That's the beauty of it. They think that they can really get away with this, and we're not paying attention. Now, for those of you who are wondering why I have on my Michigan regalia today.
Okay.
Michigan's not playing. And Michigan's not playing tomorrow is because I'm keeping it real until the second week of January. I'm going to do what I've been doing from the beginning of the season because we played ball
Georgia
this season.
Georgia.
See, this is the deal. We're going to do a football for a second here, but this is the deal. This is the deal. Michigan should have moved up to number 1. Alabama should have been number 2.
Come on, I don't know about that. I think that 2 is. I think that's 2. 2 is good.
We were 2 last week. We should have been 1. That's the bottom line.
After beating Iowa, you only beat Iowa.
Listen.
Alabama beat Georgia.
Yeah, but they lost to Oregon, a place.
Who lost to Oregon?
I'm sorry, not Bama. Who did Bama lose to?
They lost to Texas A&M early in the season. Yeah, Texas A&M was not ranked at the time.
Yeah, and they lost to them, right?
They lost.
So boom. So Michigan hadn't lost to them. Michigan lost to Michigan State. So we should have moved up to number 1. Bama should have been number 2. And the reason that they gave for not doing that was just this. We don't want to see another SEC championship. Who gives a shit? I mean, I wouldn't care.
That's exactly why they did it.
Whoa. I don't care. Do what's right. And that's the problem. We don't want to see another SEC champ. Who cares? Who the SEC champions were. Who cares? No, Michigan should have moved to number 1, Bama 2, Georgia 3. I don't even know how Cincinnati made it this damn far. Okay.
Oh, I got to give it to the Bearcats, man. I've been on that wagon.
Dude, they ain't playing nobody.
I know that. I agree.
Wait a minute. Wait until they play
Alabama.
Bama gonna score 60 points on them. I'll put money on that.
I ain't got to be in a blowout.
Bama gonna score 60 points on them. I mean, they ain't used to playing that kind of ball. You can look you can look at the two types of ball. See, I was a ball player at Michigan. I mean, I can watch. I don't have a team. I'm a sports guy. I look at sports. I like all sports. I like all teams, especially teams with black coaches and black quarterbacks.
We got it. I'm with you.
Okay.
I went to college on a football scholarship, but I didn't play at your level.
I'm partial. I'm partial to black coaches, black head coaches.
Me too.
And that's one reason why I'm a little shaky when it comes to Dallas, because they ain't had a black head coach yet. And Jerry, good old boy Jerry,
that ain't gonna happen.
He ain't seen fit to have a black coach yet. So, I'm a little suspect of that good old boy Jerry from Arkansas. Arkansas, Mississippi in the same bag, if you know what I'm talking about. So, and Jerry, did you know Jerry was a serious ball player at Arkansas?
I did not know that.
Oh hell yeah, he was a hell of a ball player at Arkansas football.
Player. I didn't know that. Okay, no, I did not know that about Jerry.
Yeah.
So you played at Michigan?
Yeah, man, a little bit.
What position?
Very little. Defensive back.
I played defensive back. I wasn't on your level. I went to college, East Tennessee State.
Hey man, you was there. You got a uniform.
Football scholarship.
You got a uniform. So look, this is the deal. I should have took my behind to Yale, Harvard, Princeton, one of the Ivies. I would have been every damn thing. Okay, I would have been a damn legend. Okay,
okay.
Like Calvin Hill. Okay,
right.
But when we were coming along, the only team that had a scouting apparatus that scouted everything and everybody and recorded was the Dallas Cowboys, and everybody copied their system. This is back in the 70s. I'm a little older than you, even though you look a little older than me.
Could be.
Anyway, Derrick, it's Friday, baby. We gotta have a little fun.
It's all good. I appreciate it.
So look, so getting back to Smollett.
Yeah, man.
I live 2 blocks from where he got attacked.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, 2 blocks. So check this out. So check this out. He got attacked. Okay, there's an upper level, which is where people live, and
you see the cameras. Okay.
No. This is the upper level where where all of the buildings are, and then he was in the lower level, what we call the subterranean level, which is underneath the main street. So, yeah, this is a part of Chicago that's underneath. It has a subterranean area that you can, where they bring the trucks deliver food to the hotels and stuff like that. So that's where he was when he supposedly got attacked. So check this out. I live 2 blocks from there, dude. Okay, so when I bring my car into my building, I got to come through that area. So when I come through that area, I get off the main drag. I'm going to the subterranean area, right? Windows up, sunroof closed, gun nearby.
Oh, wow. It's like that.
It's like that. Okay. So other people will be playing. Charles Butler ain't playing because I intend to come home. I don't care about the homeless. I don't care about if you bipolar. Don't mess with me. I don't want your problems to be my problem. And these white people, for some reason, think because we all black, we supposed to be in concern. I'm not concerned about these people. I got my own problems to take care of.
Indeed, for sure. Right.
I don't care. Don't ask me for $1. Just like you ask for $1, you can say, would you like a cheeseburger or would you like a quarter pounder? That's how I feel. Okay. So anyway, I decided to go over to the area where he claimed he got attacked. I took pictures. And I put them all up on my social media and I put them out there. Hey, this guy lying. I said, this is
in the beginning? You did this in the beginning?
This is day one. Day one. Day one. Okay. That afternoon, I went over there, chick. I'm taking pictures. Yeah. This is where this dude claimed to get attacked. Why in the hell is he down here in a polar vortex? It was it was like 20 degrees below, dude.
Okay.
Why are you walking to what is that place called? Subway.
Subway.
You ain't got a can of tuna in the house. You ain't got some bologna in the refrigerator. Some
at 2 a.m.
Yeah, you don't have some salami in the refrigerator. Anyway, so he's out walking. He claimed, and then he claimed they had MAGA hats. Well, I have 2 MAGA hats, right? I've never worn them in Chicago, and you know why? Because I'd probably be attacked, and when I get attacked, guess what? Somebody's gonna get hurt. It ain't gonna be me. So somebody's gonna get hurt because these white people are stupid. They think that they have the moral compass of telling you what to think and how you should. See, this didn't just start. Derrick. This didn't just start. When I noticed this behavior with white people, it started with the anti-war movement. And in the anti-war movement, our white brothers and sisters, when they were protesting the Vietnam War, they decided that they could, because they had something to say and they disagreed with the power structure of the establishment, that they could throw rocks at the National Guard and bricks at the National Guard and set things on fire, just like they're doing today. This didn't just start. This didn't just start with Antifa, okay? This started during the anti-war movement. I watched these people on my campus throw rocks at the police, and I'm thinking, if this were black folks acting out like, if Martin Luther King's people had acted like this, they would have been dead in the street. There would have been bodies everywhere. I mean, just so recently, 2017, Trump's inaugural. You look at pictures of the inaugural, Antifa's running around turning over police cars and setting them on fire and knocking windows out of office buildings. If black people had been doing that, if that had been black folks, black kids, there would have been bodies in the street. They've been, oh my God, I was scared for my life. That's why I shot him. He was knocking out the window, and I had to shoot him from 200 yards away because I was
200 yards away.
Yeah, I was just terrified for my life. I mean, that's the lies that they tell. And so that's the difference in policing. That's the difference in how they. Are you tracking with me on this?
Yeah, much. Yeah. Richard Pryor said it in the 70s. I am reaching for my wallet.
Exactly. Yeah. Richard Pryor said, I shot a car. Okay.
Right.
And he said, and the reason I left when the police came is because they shoot niggas.
That's indeed what he said.
And we all got that. That was in the 70s, dude. That's that's when I was a young guy trying to get out here and do my thing. And I can't tell you, and I always say this, I've had cops pull guns on me 12 times that I can think of.
Oh, wow.
I have a friend, and these are traffic stops, dude. This ain't no in the middle of breaking in a house or some nefarious activity. This is just driving down the road.
Wow.
We're going to see who this Negro is driving this Porsche. Why is he driving a Porsche and he's, 26 years old, and I can't afford to do that because I have a wife and 3 kids, and I'm the only one working, and and he's out here with this beautiful blonde driving this Porsche. Let me mess with his day a little bit, and I haven't been laid in the last 6 months.
All that.
And he's going to get laid in a few minutes. So that's what they try to do to you. See, and people try to act like that didn't happen. Body cameras, my friend, shut up conservatives, shut up liberals. Body cameras have shut up everybody. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's helped out.
If it weren't for body cameras, people never believe that the police would treat us the way they do. Oh, those blacks, the police aren't racist. Whatever they
cell phones too. Cell phones or body cams.
The police wouldn't lie. But the body cams really count. I mean, when we look at George Floyd and the pictures that young lady took of George Floyd being choked out, it was horrible. It was horrific. And the country came together on that. There was no reason to riot. The country came together on that and said, this man killed this man and they need to go to jail. So what are you rioting about?
Right.
Why are you Jussie Smollett? But Black Lives Matter with Jussie Smollett, you have to understand. Black Lives Matter is not about real Black Lives Matter. These 2 lesbian, Marxist, transgenders, chicks that started this Black Lives Matter, they have a foundation. And the foundation is totally different from Black Lives Matter, that the word or the meaning. And it's simply this: they've raised $90 million from corporations. They haven't given any to the grassroots people. Chip went out and bought her a $2 million house in LA. Sure, I'm like, hey, baby. Hey, and you know, so Corey Brooks, who's a pastor in Chicago, he back to sitting on the roof talking about he ain't got no money from Black Lives Matter. And he's pro. I remember when Corey used to call my show at WVON, talking about he's on the roof till they quit shooting. I said, dude, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't set that for a goal, because that you'll be up there for eternity. Yes, when the good Lord call you home. Okay. So anyway.
So he was he was very much involved in Black Lives Matter when it was.
No, not at all. But he's saying that they've used Black Lives Matter to try to get over, which they have.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is yeah, man. We talk about that all day. It's awful what they did. And so many people fell for it and still continue to fall for it. I mean, Black Lives Matter, but they have just taken it and used it for what's not good with the whole gay and lesbian thing that they do. And I'm just
everybody wants to lag onto our issue. The issue of blacks in America is not comparable with anyone else in this country. We were in prison. We were put in slavery. We had something called the Fugitive Slave Act. And what the Fugitive Slave Act did was, because you were a black man in America, you could be accused of being a slave and forced back into slavery.
That's
or
right.
Forced into slavery, not back in, forced into
crossing the street wrong.
Just because you are a black man. And then they try to tell a lie, though. Well, you know, race doesn't matter. I used to hear that stuff growing up as a kid. And I grew up around all white people most of my life. And race does matter in this country. It matters a lot less. It matters a lot less today than it used to. I'll give the country that much credit. And, you know, I think we've come a long way, especially since the election of Barack Obama. I think that more just people, regular people, have become accepting of blacks in positions of whatever. I think a lot of that's gone away because of the election of Barack Obama, given the fact that he was probably the worst president we ever had in the history of the country in recent times. But that aside, I've just had, I'm telling you, we're having an interesting time that the country's going through. And I think that it's all for the best and for the betterment of the country. And I think, as you and I were agreed on, this Smollett verdict is absolutely accurate and perfect.
Yeah, it is, but they did their job. You know, I think it shows, if nothing else, that the judicial system that was set up in this country, it worked here. Okay, it doesn't work all the time, and we know that. But in this particular situation, it worked. And I just find it just, damn, dude, it's just almost appalling, bro, to us that you continue to tell that story, even though you know it was a daggone lie from the very beginning. Your ass had no business being out. You, Jussie Smollett, with all the money you have, all the resources you have, why the hell you got to go get you a Subway sandwich at 2 a.m. in the morning? Come on, man.
In a polar vortex.
In a polar vortex, down in that little spot. Here's this trips me out too, Charles. That part where they show him with the footage where the police come in and they show up, and they got the rope around his neck, and it was like, you want to take that off? He said, oh yeah, I just want you guys to see it. I was like, how really, dude? How, man, you just setting us back with something like that.
No, he's not really, because people saw through Jussie's, and I want to call him Juicy.
Okay, people saw through it, then why in the hell did Hollywood, all these big name personalities, everybody just jump on the bandwagon and support this?
Because they have an agenda, and their agenda is about emasculating black men and putting effeminate black men like a Barack Obama, like the guy who plays the fairy godmother in Cinderella. I won't be going to see that with no.
I didn't even know. I won't be seeing that either. I just ain't with that, man. I'm just not with that. I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. To each his own. Like the song in the 70s, Faith, Hope, and Charity. To each his own. That's your thing. But I'm not with it.
Well,
don't get mad at me, because I ain't with it.
Well, the thing is I often say, I'm a religious person, and I'm not looking for acceptance from any man. I don't go by man's law when it comes to my moral compass. And I'm very comfortable with my positions about homosexuality or drugs or anything else, abortion. I have an interesting take on abortion. Abortion's a hard topic, and I think that that's a discussion that should be had not by government, but between the man, the woman who conceived this child, their spiritual person, their spiritual leader or confidant or whatever, and God. I mean, government should be out of that business. And if a woman decides to abort a child, which is, in my opinion, a very serious decision, gut-wrenching decision, then we conservatives who are pro-life, we should say, well, we're going to embrace that child. We're going to take that child, and we're going to make sure that that child is raised in an environment where they can be a productive citizen here in the United States of America. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, well, you need to have the child even if it was rape or incest. What? What? Oh, hell no. Well, the child didn't have anything to do with it, nor did the mother. But because you have, again, because it's like the people who support homosexuality, they have an agenda. They have either they're homosexual or bisexual, or somebody in their family, or I mean, they all have an agenda. They can't do right from wrong. They all have an agenda, and that's okay. But we're not going to put up with it. We don't have to put up with it. And like I said, that women should have, I think, access to safe methods of aborting a child. Now, how far that should go out, I don't know. But as you know, I think that some of the things that I've seen, some of the horror stories of children being aborted who were alive and could feel pain, my heart goes out to that kind of thing. But at the same time, that won't stop abortions. There'll be back alley abortions. I remember seeing a woman who'd had a back alley abortion when I was a boy in Detroit. I was about 8 years old. And we ran across this woman in an alley. We were going to play baseball, and she was all crumbled up, and she was obviously in pain. And she was bleeding from down there. So we ran home and, told my mom she was at home, and my mom said, well, where is she? We told her, and she called the police, and, in those days, the police came right away. So, so they got right over there, man. And they were hollering, oh my God. So what I found out later from the adults, because, we couldn't see, they made us go, away. But she had an abortion, and it hadn't, she was bleeding to death. She's bleeding out. So, but they saved her, and, she just, I mean, people, I think, should be able, if they make that decision, to be able to make that decision and be safe and not die from that procedure, because it's a heavy enough burden, I think, to carry. Indeed, without risking your life. And so when you ask me, am I pro-choice, pro-life? I'm both. I'm just glad I don't have to make that decision. I mean, because that's a hell of a decision. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I think that these women, I think the laws need to be changed in this country, where women need to be held more accountable for getting pregnant, because today we have the mechanisms and for lack of a better term, the methods of birth control, where if you don't want a baby, it ain't gonna happen. Like all these women, oh, I'm pregnant. Well, did you ask the guy? Did you ask the guy? Did he sign on for this? Because what you're doing is you're going out and essentially buying a house, asking him to pay the mortgage, but he can't move in. He can't put clothes in there. He can't sleep in the bed. He has no decisions to be made about this house, but he has to pay for this house and deal with this house because you made this decision for us. And that goes on, and nobody really wants to deal with that. Well, because it's discriminating against women. No, we're making women, and I say this all the time, and women get mad as I don't know what. But I say you can pour a quart of sperm in a vagina every day. And if a woman doesn't want to get pregnant, it ain't gonna happen. Every day for 10 years. If she on the pill, ain't gonna happen. She's not ovulating, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
So I mean, just biologically, it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
So
agreed. Yeah.
So when we look at this, we have to ask ourselves, who's responsible? And I say time and time again that women need to take more responsibility for having these babies and putting these babies at risk, because these men, so they birth these babies who are being birthed, one, out of there's no love, there's no love, and they're being birthed on a booty call. In fact, I was at CPAC and I said that it was a big controversy, but most of the women supported me. I said these women are having these babies on a booty call. I mean, there's no love. Nobody said, I want to have a family with you. I want to live the rest of my life with you. I want to have children with you. You decided to do that.
But the brothers got to take some responsibility too. If you know who you're dealing with and you know what type of female you're dealing with, you got to protect yourself. No, because you don't know what kind of female you're dealing with. You think that you're dealing with a rational, logical, honest person who said, I'm on the pill. I'm taking care of the birth control. We can go meet to meet. Now, everybody want to go meet to meet, so let's not lie. Everybody want to take off that shield. So let's get with it. So, I mean, let's put it where it is, meet to meet. So we go and meet to meet. I'm on the pill. I don't have to worry about it. Then all of a sudden, well, I quit taking the pill because I didn't think I could get pregnant. But did you tell me? Did you tell a guy? The answer is damn near 100% of the time, no. No. Yeah, I mean, I think that happens sometimes. But Charles, come on now. Some of these brothers got to take on some responsibility too.
Listen, man, no, that's not true. If you and a woman are together, I'm not gonna play that game. If you and a woman are together and she says, I'm on the pill, let's go naked.
Okay, if that's the case, yeah.
I'm on the pill.
Yeah,
so y'all going wrong, and she stops taking the pill and don't tell you.
You need to know that.
Which Absolutely. Happens 90% of the time, which happens damn near 100% of the time. That's how these babies get here out of wedlock. Okay, brothers ain't saying I want to have a baby with your ass. You out here screwing everybody, but anyway, you out here screwing everybody, but you choose me to have a damn baby with because I got a good job. Come on, dude. Responsibility, me and a woman together. Okay, like when you're in college, you're screwing these chicks. They on the pill because they got something to do. They want to go somewhere. They going to med school. They going to law school. They going to get a job. They try to get their careers on. So they ain't having no damn babies. Now these chicks out here who, he's like, I'm going to have a baby. I'm going to have a baby. What did you ask me that I want a damn baby?
Oh, no, you definitely got those for sure. Absolutely.
That's the majority of these babies being born out of wedlock, dude. And today, there's no reason to conceive, as I said when I started this conversation. If a woman does not want to conceive a child, ain't gonna be here. And it's not gonna happen.
But when I say responsibility, I'm referencing Derrick Jr., who's a freshman in college right now. And so there are plenty of little girls that, would probably, see him as a good opportunity. You have to be responsible on this end, Derrick, to take care of yourself because you know that exists.
Ain't gonna happen because he's gonna fall in love with a little girl, and they're gonna be in a relationship, and they're gonna be in a relationship 2 or 3 months, and she's gonna say, "Well, look, I'm gonna get on the pill, and we can go meet to meet because we got." And that's what's gonna happen. That's happened to. But that's what happened.
Hopefully, I've done a better job.
Well, no, it's just human nature. Let's be clear, Derrick. It's human nature.
I know. I was in college.
It's human nature, and for us to ignore human nature, I mean, if you tell me, "Oh, you're not on the pill," now it's on me. I got to protect myself. You told me, well, I got it covered. We can go meet to meet. And you talking about it. Oh, you're on birth control, right? Yeah, I'm on birth control. But it's deceitful. It's deceitful and deceiving. And that's what we need to call it. And that's what I said. And I will continue to say this. Until a woman who conceives a child without a guy's permission or acknowledgement or consent is deceiving. And she should be responsible because she decided to have the child, not the guy. But
and so now the whole responsibility of raising the child should be on her as well, and not him.
If a guy decides, hey, you know what? Later for this chick, she. Let me tell you what happened to me. Similar situation happened to me. And the grandmother, the girl's mother, said to me, she messed up both of y'all lives. She knew exactly what she was doing. See, that's real. She knew exactly what she was doing. That's what her mother said to me. She tried to trap you. That's what her mother said to me. And she was absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I participate in my son's life, but shit, I mean, who wants to be, you know, odd man out? You know, I mean, you want your son in your house to raise in your fashion, because my dad raised me. When I look in the mirror every morning, I see my father. When I shave, I think about my dad. You know, when I pick up a wrench and work on a car, so I think of my dad. You know, my son should do that with me. That's what every dad wants to happen. I didn't get that opportunity because some chick decided she was going to have a baby. And to hell, what I thought I was going, and you know, I would take care of the baby. I didn't want to deal with her because at this point, as far as I was concerned, she's deceitful. I'm a naval officer. I'm at sea 18 months. What's she gonna be doing? So I couldn't even. So the relationship is all built on deceit, and you can't have a relationship built on deceit.
I agree with that.
Love built, but that's what these black women do. And now, so that's why we have 72% of children born, black children born, are born out of wedlock.
Yeah, no, it's awful.
50% of Hispanic babies are born out of wedlock. However, in the Hispanic community, those girls get married because they're Catholic. They get married to the guy they have the baby with. Mm-hmm. And then now 30% of white women are having babies out of wedlock, where black women were back in 63. So exactly. These are the issues that we have, and we know for a fact that children born out of wedlock are doomed to poverty and a whole bunch of other issues. And like I said before, until we start having babies out of wedlock uncomfortable again, not acceptable again. I remember it used to be if you got pregnant at 16, you went away.
You went away somewhere for sure. You embarrassed the family.
You disappeared down south for a year.
Yeah.
You know, now,
but that was back when you said we, because as you just alluded to, back in the 60s and late 50s, we were the strong. We were the foundation. There were more black kids born to two-parent households than whites.
Oh yeah.
But all the social programs, and by then like 1989, it had dropped to like 6% of African American kids were being born, you know, to a two-family, two-parent household. It had dropped. We were the highest, we went to the lowest.
Oh yeah.
In a matter of 20 years. Yeah, 20 years.
But the programs were designed to do that. And Daniel Moynihan talked about it. It's going to be in my book. But look, man, you know, these are issues that we clearly agree on, and these and suppositions that can be supported by the facts. So now, you know, again, you know, like you said, well, what about the guy's responsibility? Well, the guy is responsible. You know, and you agreed on the fact that you're going to be on the pill. But why don't they develop a pill for a man to kill off the sperm? It's like AIDS. Okay, so you can develop medicine to stop AIDS, but you can't find a cure or any medicine to eliminate the pain of sickle cell anemia. It's about the money. Follow the money. Sickle cell has been around a lot longer than AIDS and HIV and all that other stuff.
And you done modified, got people living and everything else. Modified the pain.
Look at Magic. Magic came out. They say, "Oh, Magic, you HIV. You man, Magic still Magic hollering, hey, I ain't shedding. Come on over here and get some, baby." I heard Magic was going raw dog again. I'm like, really? You know, I know these people that.
Mm, mm, mm,
That around, I'm like, woo.
mm, mm, mm,
I'm like, woo.
mm.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. We're getting back to Smollett. Let's get back to Jussie.
Yes.
That damn Jussie, man. He said they called me a faggot in, and Dave Chappelle said, that's something that sounds like I would say. Well, I said, Derrick, wait a minute, Derrick. I said that on Stephanie Tressel's show.
Right.
Like a week after he made that, he said that claim. I said, that sounds like something I would say.
Right.
You know? Now,
Right.
Is Dave Chappelle listening to me? I don't know, Chappelle, but I need to charge you for using my material.
Wow, that's awful, man. All right, I know. Right. So it was even right there. I think any real brother would know that. Yeah, that was some shit I would say. Ain't no white boy said nothing like that.
But Chappelle put it so funny. He says they were calling black people homophobic. He said, but we were really supporting Jussie because we in our silence because we know he was lying. Okay.
Jussie Smollett. That was so funny when Dave called him that.
Jussie Smollett. But you know, yeah, his sister is fine now, man. Yeah, she got. He got.
She's got a couple of yeah, she was in a couple of series on Netflix. Yeah, she's a good looking girl.
Good looking girl. You know, he ran around.
Good looking woman, I was.
Hey man, listen, you're a dude. I mean, you would another dude. I ain't into that politically correct stuff. You know, she's a good looking girl. Okay,
she's a good looking girl.
It ain't got nothing to do with her feminine wiles. It's just what we say. So, but she's very, very, very attractive woman. But old Jussie said, I was making out with my trainer. We were smoking marijuana.
And see that thing right there too. You know, it's almost like when back in the day, if you're out there, man, you got to bring somebody else down. You know what I'm saying? You should have left. You should have just let it go. And I thought that was kind of messed up that he brought that brother in with him. Because like you said in the beginning of this show, he can't go back home.
He can't go back home, man. They already told him. They said if you come back here, we're gonna kill you. Cause see over there,
it could put him in jeopardy just being here with that community. You know, they ain't with that at all.
So I remember going to Ghana, dude. I go to Ghana, right? This is 2008. I'm going to Ghana. I went to Ghana with USTDA. So we land, and we go and check through customs. A big old board in the back of customs. A board. It's a wooden board. And it had on it, it said, homosexuality is a criminal act in Ghana that will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
What year was this?
2008, still there.
Oh, wow.
I have friends who just went over last year. They would say, yeah, man, it's still there. So, and I wanted to take a picture of it, but I was scared to pull out my camera because, the brothers over there, they act first and think later.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So it was cool. So anyway, Barack Obama went over there about 2014, and he was going to tell, and he told the African nations, if you don't decriminalize homosexuality, we're going to cut off your foreign aid. They rushed that brother off. Say, Google it. Now, you can't Google it. You have to go to another search engine like DuckDuckGo, because they take all that stuff off, that good stuff about. So those brothers, those Africans rushed him off stage and canceled his tour. They said, and the president of Ghana.
This is Ghana?
Ghana, Nigeria, all those African countries, they were like, we don't play homosexuality here. The American culture and society may accept it, but we do not. That's what the president of these countries would say to a person.
Yes, indeed. I know it. That's just that's just this stuff going on here, man.
They said they told Barack, keep your foreign aid.
I know that's right. Interesting.
It is interesting, but it's interesting that that's the mantra that he would take up. That's the cause that he would take up. And what's more important is that people
who was dangling him to go over there and do that, because as a real brother, you got to say, yo, man, I can't go over there with that.
Well, but Barack is bisexual. So what do you mean? What?
See, I ain't gonna go there with you.
Well, I'm definitely. I know him. I know him. I'm not. You know, I'm not.
What proof do you have of that?
Well, let me put it this way. There's plenty of proof, and there are plenty of men who say that about Barack, because before he was running for president, he was a state senator who went around hustling money. And the white boys on the Gold Coast where he was going, they called him Bathhouse Barry. That is his nickname, Bathhouse Barry in Chicago.
I do remember that.
He has well, you know, bottom line, you're talking about how do I know this? So
I do remember that.
The rumor was he had a lifetime membership at the gay bathhouse that Smollett goes to and claimed he went to with his trainer. That bathhouse. Jesse Jackson has a lifetime membership to that bathhouse. Rahm Emanuel has a lifetime membership to that bathhouse. This has all been verified.
Oh, I'm in Maryland. You in Chicago, so you know.
It's there. It's all over, man. Wow, it's all over. Bro. Jesse got sued by some homosexuals, man, for not paying him. And this guy, they hurried up and hushed that. But Google it. The lawsuit is out there online. Google Jesse Jackson sued by a gay guy. Yeah, wow. and read his claims. Are his claims worse than Don Lemon's? Way worse.
Oh.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Damn, man.
What?
It's just
Derrick, why are you laughing, baby?
This is crazy, bro.
What?
Damn. I can tell you now, ain't no motherfucking videos out there on me. Ain't no pictures. I ain't with that. I don't go down like that. Period.
So one of my friends, he said, look, send me a picture of some of these women you with. I said, I don't take pictures with women because I don't know what they're going to do with them. I don't know if they're going to put them up and say, Charles Butler raped me. Charles Butler, pedophile.
We take a picture with these.
Charles Butler raped my daughter.
Yeah.
Charles Butler raped my son.
Yeah.
I don't know where these pictures is going when somebody get mad at you. Because, see, there's nothing worse than a woman scorned.
Hell hath no fury.
None.
Like a woman scorned.
Absolutely none.
I know, brother. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And don't have an ex-wife, goddamn shit. But anyway, man, Smollett, he's not coming back to court, I think, until January sometime. But
I wonder what I just wonder what they're going to sentence him to. I mean, because they were felony. He was found guilty on 5 felony charges, right? So I'm just wondering. And he had no remorse in that courtroom. So the judge wants to see some kind of remorse, knowing that but he's so arrogant and full of, I think he might have to do a little time. I just wonder how much.
I don't think so.
You don't think I'd do no time? Okay. You know better than I do. You're in Chicago.
No, I don't. No, I'm not in Chicago. I left Chicago, man.
I thought you were in Chicago.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to go there, but I'll take you there offline about you thought. We'll do that offline. But no, man, I'm in Florida, and
okay.
I had to leave Chicago because there are a lot of things going on in Chicago. A lot of killing, a lot of shooting, and I'm one of those kind of Black men who attracts attention, and I attract people. It's my personality. It's my aura. It's my karma. I don't know. But I know that these young men probably try to take my car or take my packages.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give it to them and then pop them in the head.
Yeah.
So
I know who you're dealing with out here. That's unfortunate.
So who's going to be charged? Me, Charles Butler, law-abiding citizen. Happened to me before. Falsely accused, falsely charged, spent $5,000 on some bullshit because these rogue ass, crooked ass cops who want to punish any strong Black man. They say try to emasculate you, man. Whether it's the cops, whether it's the media, whether it's the government, they're always trying to emasculate black men because we're so strong. We have no idea how strong we are. If we left outside of this country, most black guys would be ruling things. But in America, you got this ceiling thing over you. You know, I hear white women talking about the glass ceiling. Well, shit, we ain't even in the building.
No.
You talk about the ceiling, shit.
Right.
So
you don't think Smollett's going to get any time?
I don't. No, I wish he would, but I don't think.
There's 5 felony counts.
Well, you know, he lied to some cops out in L.A. Some years ago about he got caught in a drunk driving incident, tried to say he wasn't Jussie Smollett, but I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. Guess we'll find out like January, February, I guess.
Yeah, we will. We certainly will. So, my friend, what else is going on?
That's it, man. Just trying to keep it going in this economy that Mr. Biden has created.
Yeah, he's done it.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who are feeling the crunch right now with some of the policies that he's implemented, particularly around energy. One of the issues I do the most work on is energy poverty, which exists when individuals and families are unable to afford basic heating, electric, and now gas needs. I've had the opportunity to go before Congress 5 times, get witness testimony, and several op-eds published on it. But it's just an issue, man, that a lot of folks struggle with, and particularly in the Black community with these policies. That anytime energy is an issue in the Black community, and so we need to come up with some. I would say the solution to energy poverty is sensible energy policy that does not harm the environment and allows us to continue to develop the energy and the natural resources that we need right now. And it's not just about oil and gas.
Right.
It's about these precious minerals,
right,
cobalt, and everything
right.
else that we need to convert.
Oh, you mean
to
like
solar, and we move to renewables.
Like the cobalt mining deal that Hunter Biden did with his daddy?
It's man, that's so, it's just a slap in the face. And I had gone before, and I'll share this with you, the Select Committee on the Climate Crisis. And so this was a couple of months ago. And part of my testimony, I talked about the hypocrisy. And I call it just straight racist, okay, when it comes to this cobalt, because, you know, over like 70% of the world's cobalt comes out of the Congo. And I said, why is it okay for little Black kids to run around and mine for cobalt, sell it to China, and then we buy it? We got a cobalt mine right here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, that they're trying to shut down right now. I said, and all this stuff, environmental justice coming out of Congress right now.
Hold 1 second. Hey, folks. I'm here with Derrick and Mr. Derrick Hollie, and we're going to continue broadcasting over on YouTube on my channel, The Reality Check. Check us out there, but we're going to sign off. Have a good weekend. Charles Butler. All right, go ahead.
No, just saying, man, right now coming out of Washington, a lot of the policies include environmental justice.
No question. But
and it sounds good. Like, why would you not be with environmental justice? But when you pull back the covers and see what they're doing, policies, it's going to impact the oil and gas industry, which in turn is going to raise the cost of energy for low-income, minority, and vulnerable communities.
It does. But you know, I remember, excuse me, my mother is from a place, or she lived in a place called East St. Louis, Illinois. East St. Louis, Illinois is one of the poorest cities in the country. It's right across the river from St. Louis. When I was a boy, I saw the arches, the Golden Arch, being built from the ground up. Every summer we'd come back again.
Okay, yeah, St. Louis, yeah.
First night of the ball game, my grandmother took us to the ball game. The second night that stadium was open, Bush Stadium. And those are great days, man. I remember those days. It's great days. And but there was a Monsanto plant right down the road, and the neighborhood stunk to holy hell. So these people that were growing up there, they were breathing all these chemicals. And all of my mother's friends' kids had psychological issues from breathing this stuff all their lives. So when you talk about environmental, and I remember going to black neighborhoods, man, where you would see junkyards and all kind of bad environmental things going on in black neighborhoods, man. And there were houses around these things, right? Right next door to these environmental cesspools was what we call them today. So, when we look back at what's going on in this country, what transpired across the country, there has been some very bad things that have happened to black folks by
Indeed.
design. By design.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
not just happenstance. It's been by design. And you and I, you see, as a conservative, I've been a conservative all my life. So, there are people who don't want me to say these kind of things. Or how can a black conservative? What the hell are you gonna tell me what to say or what to think? You're black. I am a black conservative. That's for sure. And no, I'm not a white conservative. I'm not interested in conserving anything for white men. Let's be clear. I mean, I am a conservative. I believe in God. I believe in the First Amendment. I believe in our Constitution. I am a vet. So those are things. And as I say to some of my so conservative friends, like, you have people like Dick Cheney, who claims to be this right wing. What, Dick? How come you dodged the draft, buddy? You had like 6 draft deferments. Rumsfeld had 5 draft deferments. All these people who are supposed to love it. Bill Clinton, you had draft deferments. How come you didn't take your ass and serve your country? You want to be president? Every person who becomes president needs to have served this country in some capacity, whether it's and I'm not talking about in Congress or in the Senate. I'm talking about have their ass out in Peace Corps or the military or some form of government service to the people. Did that come out right?
So you were saying about the St. Louis, though,
yeah, it was just bad, man. It was just,
yeah, and it was, and so a lot of that stuff. But now they have put, since then, a lot of shit messed up. And I ain't with. If you got a plant, there's a plant down here in Maryland that's still pumping out. That shit needs to be shut down. You got to go, man. You got to go. And so, and yes, in the 70s,
or put a what they call a screener, or
it needs to go. That you can't be pumping that. It's old, and so stuff like that you need to go.
Right.
So a lot of stuff that was happening in the 70s, that like that plant and shit, that shit got to go.
Yeah.
And it did do harm. And those people deserve reparations for their families and things that happened to them. That is for sure. But now, since the Clean Air and Water Act, right now, and I testified this in Congress a couple of years ago, right now our air is the cleanest it's been in like 25 years.
No question.
And no one can argue that.
No question.
So as long as we can continue down that path with sensible energy solutions that does not harm the environment, but continues to allow us to get the resources and natural resources that we need, that people need, then we can go forward. But so right now it's crazy what they're trying.
It is crazy. But this is the thing. This is the thing. And I agree with you wholeheartedly, 120%. But they know that. They know that. See, when I used to go to LA in the 70s, and this is in the 80s, early 80s, the smog was so bad. When you were on the freeway, it would be about 7-8 minutes off the freeway. That's how bad it was, right? That all went away. This clean air as you're talking about. I love it. Hey, man, I can talk to you for hours, man. You got to come back on. I got to make you a regular.
Whatever, man. You got my number. I got your number, so we can do it for sure. I'd love to.
Yeah, man, because, we need to kick it. And we need to kick, too often we don't have a venue to share these ideas and these attitudes, because at the end of the day, we have a unique perspective on America. And that perspective is not necessarily in the mainstream media. Well, I know it's not in the mainstream media because, I'm a conservative, always been a conservative. But am I going to say that the police aren't racist? My motto is very simple when it comes to police and being pulled over by the police. I'm always respectful. I'm always professional. And no, you can't call me Charles. You call me Mr. Butler, and I'm going to call you Officer So-and-so. And no, I'm not getting out of my car and getting on the ground. I ain't doing that. On a
Bro, I
traffic
got pulled
stop.
over the other night. I got pulled over the other night in DC. I was like, I was doing what? But I always say, if you act and sometimes I think anytime a stop can go a different way.
Yeah.
If I'd been like, what, all that barking and stuff, and then, I think, things would go differently, but he ended up giving me some warnings. And I
But
went
why
on
did he
about
put
my
you over in
way.
the first place?
He said I switched lanes without using my signal.
Oh shit, that's such a big offense. Everybody
In the
does.
Dodge Charger, I was probably speeding when I was switching. That's what it was. But
Well,
he gave
then,
me some warnings.
that may be an offense if you were speeding. But,
but he didn't give me tickets.
A lane change without signaling? Give me a phone.
That's what he gave me the warnings for.
Give me a break. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, see, that stuff doesn't even hold up anymore.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's so sparsely.
I was in DC. I couldn't believe it happened in DC.
Was it a black cop?
It was a white cop.
In DC.
In DC.
First mistake. Why do they have white cops in DC?
Yeah, there's plenty.
See, in Chicago, we used to be 40% of the population, but the police force was still 95% white. This is the game that I play, because we black conservatives, right? So this is the game I would play. I let these conservatives get all their spouse out about color blindness and all that BS, right? Oh, we have a colorblind. Okay, I said, so you get up in the morning and you're driving to work, and all you see are black men in police cars looking at you. You nod, you smile, you say good morning, and they just look at you like you're from outer space, like you're an alien. I said, and then you drive further down the street and you see a white man pulled over, and the cop has him bent over the car and is handcuffing him, and the police officer is black, and his companion, his partner is black. And throughout your neighborhood, all you see are black police officers enforcing the law. How would you feel? And they think about it for a minute. He said, that would be a little intimidating. I said, well, how do you think black people feel?
Yeah.
No answer. Wait a minute. No answer. Because see, we're supposed to be inhuman. We're supposed to be above the fray. I always tell people, shit, I'm not Martin Luther King. I'm not a martyr. I'm a man. I'm just a man. I'm not special. I'm not trying to be special. I'm just another man. As I try to tell my wife when I got busted cheating, hey, I'm just weak. I'm just a man. No, I'm just kidding.
Boy.
That's pretty good though, wasn't it?
Yeah, okay.
I'm just a man. But see, those are the analogies. When you use those analogies and you draw those visuals for people, they start to get the picture.
I'm just a man.
They start to get the picture. I'm just a man. But I mean, think about it, man. If these white folks had black police in their community, totally, how would they feel?
Yeah. It's hard to know.
In Beverly Hills, let me tell you, in Beverly Hills, they went after the black cops and told them to stop writing tickets.
I believe that.
It's a true story. I mean, whether you believe it or not.
No, I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. They told the black cops to stop issuing tickets to white motorists.
It was offensive.
It was intimidating.
It's intimidating. Okay. It was intimidating to them.
Anyway, as I said earlier about Jacqueline Avant, sweetheart, just a tremendous spirit, tremendous person. She's dead because they let some black knucklehead out of prison. See, I don't have a lot of affinity or patience with black criminals, none at all. Absolutely none.
I'm with you.
Hey, but look, my friend, it's been wonderful having you on today.
Agreed. I appreciate you having me.
And we'll have to do this again soon. You let my girl know, Donna,
I will.
We had a rip-roaring great time over here.
I'll let her know for sure.
All right, man. Hey, you have a Merry Christmas, and keep up the good work.
I appreciate you. Same to you.
And stay alive, because a police stop can be very deadly.
Yes, indeed it can be. I'm here.
All right.
All right.
Bless you. All right. Hey, folks, we're gonna get ready to end the show. Mr. Derrick Hollie, Project 21. Check us out. Have a good weekend. See you Monday.